Once again, this is your Kapinoy RT, Mr. Rex, your laboratory instructor for Intro to Mechanical Ventilation. And so we will continue with our discussion on setting the ventilator Puritan Bennett 980 with the various modes or through the various modes of ventilatory support. So once again, you need to make sure that you have the ventilator gas supply connected, ventilator is plugged to your electricity, all circuits are intact, and it has passed the SST test, okay, or passed the SST. So we are going to continue, and now we are going to discuss setting the ventilator to pressure control ventilation or PCB. So let's start. Of course, again, caution, do not connect your test lung to the ventilator. Okay, so select new patient, and again from the main screen you can select the gender depending on the case provided to you. So let's say we'll select male, and your patient is let's say 170 centimeter tall. So that gives us, based on the recommended settings from the ventilator, it gives us around 5.98 ml per kg. So let's say this patient will require 8 ml per kg for this patient. So we need to manipulate, of course, our other settings. So let's select invasive as is control, but now the mandatory type is pressure control. Okay, and we can select either pressure trigger or flow trigger. Let's say we select this time pressure triggering. So once you have selected, of course, the main mode of ventilation that you wish to provide, you can now set the active parameters in pressure controlled AC mode. So frequency, same thing. As you can see, as with the volume control, the frequency, you are able to you will be affecting the cycle time, okay, and the IE ratio, but not the inspiratory time. Okay, so let's say we set that at 12, the 15, let's say 15. So as you can see, 15, 60 divided by 15 give us a cycle time of 4 seconds. Now the PI or inspiratory pressure in the servo U, it is PC or pressure control. Here it's PI or inspiratory pressure. Okay, so the inspiratory pressure, okay, you will find out later if it is above PIP or simply the inspiratory pressure. If you set 15, the total pressure will be 15. Or later when the ventilator operates, we will see whether the total pressure will be PI plus the PIP level. Okay, so the PI does not affect any time, elements. Okay, so let's say we need 18. Okay, we need 18. Then here, so when we set the inspiratory time, can directly alter the inspiratory time and also the IE ratio and the expiratory time, but it will not affect your cycle time, total cycle time. Okay, so with 1 second, based on setting of 15, frequency of 15, so you will get 1:3 and ratio and 3 seconds of expiratory time. Okay, so here your pressure sensitivity, as you can see, pressure triggering is supposed to be negative. Okay, So even if you're seeing no negative sign on the ventilator parameter for pressure sensitivity, still it is technically and logically negative. Okay, so we can have it at -2 or -1. Okay, but not too sensitive for to trigger the ventilator. Then of course your oxygen, okay, and then your peak pressure. Well, this peak pressure is supposed to be your threshold. Although you are delivering 18 only, you can set the peak pressure to, so it's basically separate with your alarm setting. Although you can, for me, you can set your peak pressure the same as your high peak pressure alarm setting. So it's like a safety mechanism, safety net, you know, so that the pressure will be limited to only 40. But I think it's much better to have a peak pressure of 35, so that even the plateau pressure will be maintained at less than 35. Especially during prolonged high peak pressure delivery. Then of course your rise time. Now your rise time here really does not affect any time element. See, you can increase and decrease the rise time. But you will not be affecting the inspiratory time, aeration, and the expiratory time. It only does make the delivery faster or slower. Okay, so and then of course your PIP setting, you can set that at whatever you want or depending on the case. And once you have confirmed that all of these are your correct setting, you can start the ventilator, and then you can just connect. So ventilator automatically detects the patient, and then you have your ventilator operating. Okay, and after that, once you observe some breaths, you can choose to set your alarm limits. Okay, so the same alarm limits active in the volume control. Okay, you just set that according to your guideline in the manual. Okay, then accept all, and that's it. That is how you will set the ventilator Puritan Bennett 980 in pressure controlled ventilation. Thank you very much. Enjoy learning.